Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining today's discussion with RIoT. Hope you're able to see my screen. I think it's getting loaded in a minute. So I am Karthikk Munirathinam, responsible for digitalization at Scheffler Americas. To give a context of Scheffler, we are one of the largest family-owned business. We operate from more than 50 countries. We have three business divisions. One is automotive technologies, automotive aftermarket, and industrial. Automotive technology is more focused on products like chassis or engine transmissions. When it comes to automotive aftermarket, it's more about spare parts and repair solutions. Industrial offers a wide range of precision bearings. When I say Schaeffler Americas, we have 13 manufacturing plants and 5 R&D centers across US, Mexico, Brazil, and Canada. So in the interest of today's topic about connected devices, I just want to share one of the example from our supply chain. What you see on the picture, this is what, where we live in a day in, day out. If I go and ask our business leaders or our COOs, right, what are the top challenges which they face from supply chain? These are the any one of these points will be highlighted, whether it's an on-time delivery to our customers or raising costs due to material and labor. Recent times we also see the demand fluctuation in a significant scale. On the other side, if you go and talk with the production planner on the line, so they will talk about three areas from the challenges. One, the lack of control on the inventory. Second, missing or the assets are getting lost in the transition. And manual and time consuming the inventory tracking process. These are some of the challenges you may see in your operations also. But I just want to kind of talk with the context of connected devices. So with the above challenges, we developed an industrial asset tracking solution to address some of the earlier challenges. When we say the RFID solution in the manufacturing, these are the 5 core components which we have considered. The assets could be in the form of donnages or pallets. The tags, mostly they are in passive in nature. So we started our MVP with handle scanner, in the process of rolling it out, fixed and overhead scanners. I think the mobile app provides the instant information about the real-time inventory visibility. The cloud platform definitely it helps more from that enterprise side. Like what's happening across 13 plants. I think with the one click we'll be able to get all that insights. So again, just to highlight, I think we are talking about 100,000 unique assets were tracked in the last 1 year, and we are talking about millions of transactions and billions of material inside through this process. So again, when we are talking about manufacturing at scale or the scaling for this RFID technology, for the short term, they will start with managing the assets in terms of tracking the tools or inbound and outbound shipments. On the midterm, they will start looking at tracing the materials, right? How the parts are moving within the inventory cycle, within the plant, outside the plants. And as it's get matured, I think we also start looking at how do we make our assembly process easier and faster. Not only that, it will also give some great insights on our delivery performance, both from supplier as well as customer side. These are some of the opportunities which we are exploring currently. So I think I did mention about some of the challenges like what we face today, but at the same time we see large potential benefits from the business side. So on day one, we will see, or the business will see the real-time inventory, the visibility of that inventory. Since we are eliminating that manual process, it is going to increase the efficiency. On day 3 onwards, the plants or the business will start seeing the lower cost. It could be in the form of optimized inventory, or it could be reduction of lost assets, or it could be like more improved uptime. As we have complete control on the internal process, now the service delivery performance with our customers will be better and higher. So once we have the complete control on internal and customer interfaces, I think the connected assets and the data, I think that will become the digital asset in the long term. I think it will open up a lot of new business opportunities, both within that industry, also cross industries. Some of the best practices or lessons from our rollout. I think the first and foremost point, identify the right partners. So in our case, RIoT helped us to identify Trilliot. I think they brought in both technology and industry experience. And I think they do have that exhibit table, so please do visit after the discussion. I think we got to educate, especially with the new technologies. The more and more we educate business, I think there is a faster acceptance. So I think we got to do some live demos so that business will understand the technology. Always, if you're looking for enterprise, look for security and also which platform the partner is bringing, whether it's a cloud or whether it's an hardware selection. I think that plays important role. And the integration is going to be the key for multiplication, right? On day 1, you will start with just tracking the assets, but the more and more you integrate with your ERPs and building the APIs with your partners, I think you will have more opportunities for multiplication. The last and important point is building the capabilities, right? Once you build the capabilities, so you could strengthen the product. Again, the way I was showing about the extending the traceability or WIP or any other use cases, I think start building the core capabilities. At the same time, expand those use cases in the value chain. I think by doing both horizontal and vertical scaling, definitely the solution will bring more value to the organization. I think that's just want to kind of share some of those insights from our recent experience. I think thanks for joining, and also special thanks to Chris and team for giving an opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Karthik. We have a couple questions here. The first one is, have there been any surprising insights that came from having the data from the RFID tags?
Yeah, definitely. I think a couple of examples which I could quote is that so see, some of these RFIDs are like one-time tags. Sometimes we also reuse it, right? The damages goes through washing and few other processing. With the RFID, we are able to find out what is the lead time it took from end to end, right? We are sending some parts to our suppliers or customers. By the time it comes to us, there is a lead time actually. So we are able to find what is the pattern. Is it like by product or by particular customer? So that's one insight we are able to get it. Second insight is more about sometimes what happens is that suppliers, they just I shouldn't say dump, but again they just ship all the inventory regardless of what we ordered. So that leads into managing the space in our factories, and also sometimes it also gets reflected in our cash flow. I think those are the couple of straightforward advantage which we are able to realize with RFID so far.
Awesome. Thanks, Karthik. Next question here. Your factory environment is noisy from an RF perspective since you are tagging a lot of metal parts. How is the newer RAIN RFID or other tag technology working in this environment?
So again, if you are talking about the RFIDs, as I said, the scanner, right? Again, so far, we have explored 3 options. One, the handle scanner, which we are talking about 15 to 20 feet distance, where we are able to get almost 100% accuracy. The overhead scanner, I think within I would say 20 20-meter radius, still the accuracy is better actually. So either cases, we did not see any issues from the environment side actually. Though, again, the picture like what I showed, it's a noisy environment, but in terms of the data collection or the accuracy of the read, it's almost like 100% so far with our rollouts. So the selection of tags and probably like scanner will play a major role there.
Awesome. Thanks, Karthik. We'll take one last question. How do you ensure that each tag is unique without repeat?
That will be, okay. So again, if you're talking about, I did mention about two cases, right? Some of the assets, like what we track, just more from the processing, right? Whether it goes through like grinding, whether it goes through, drilling. So for those assets, it's more about tracing the production line, right? That's one way we capture that information. Second, the returnable tonnages, where it goes through supplier or customer facility, then it comes back. So those cases, we know that the IDs will get repeated. I think there is the logic which we have built within our system to decide when the RFIDs duplicate or it's unique in the process. So it's more about like how you could control with your solution. That's how we are able to address the problem.
Wonderful. Thanks, Karthik. And I think Karthik will be back later in the exhibit hour for additional questions. You might find them floating around the Trilliot or Riot exhibit tables. So thanks again, Karthik. And we'll be back in just a minute with Julia from Berkeley SETI. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you all. Thanks.